Well, all right, here we go. It is that day. It's Move Monday. I'm Pastor Bobby D. Hamilton from the Friendship Church, and it's Monday. You see my face, you know we're moving. I thank the Lord for the opportunity to move one more time. Here we are again. I've got my Sunrise 6 in, and I couldn't wait to join you out here where I am. There's a plethora of moving going on. There's runners, there's walkers, there's football players to my left going on right now. There's cyclists out here. There are those who are younger and those that are older, and we're all doing the same thing. We got up with a made-up mind just to move. And I'm encouraging you just to move. Does not matter what the move may be. Customize it to you for your season of life. The important thing is that you just move. We want to get in shape. We want to get it tight. We want to get it right. We want to be able to ambulate for a long, long time. But it requires you, requires me, requires us to be a people who are dedicated to moving. Now, we've been talking about it for a very long time, and you've been watching me for a very long time, and I applaud you for watching me, but I want to watch you. I want to hear what you're doing. So if you would right now, let me hear what your move of the day is. Maybe you're at the office right now and you can't get to it, but you're planning to get to it. Or maybe you haven't even gotten up. You haven't gotten your first cup of Joe, but you're going to get your second cup of Joe and you're going to go. You're going to go and do this thing. I want to hear from you. What is your move of the day going to be? You've got all the apparatus. You got all the equipment. You got all the paraphernalia that's related to moving. You got the shoes. You got the biking short. You got the tights. You got the headbands. You got the wristbands. You got everything but the will to move. So I want to encourage you today, not to condemn you, not to throw shade at you. We don't throw shade here on Move Monday. We try to be an ensemble of encouragers. We try to be a mob that moves. So I want you to move and let me hear what your move is going to be. And if you are committed to moving, you should have a move partner. There should be someone that you also try to encourage. There should be a chain of events that the more you move, the more you want to encourage others to move. Maybe it's been 16 years. Maybe it's been since you were back on the high school track team. Or maybe since it was your college days, but you were back on the college volleyball team. Or maybe you were never on any team whatsoever. You were always a statistician. You were always someone who was behind the video. Whatever it may have been, for all the academicians, all those who are the bakers out there, all who are the great culinary artists out there, whatever it may be, I want to just encourage you to move because you have a body and it does not matter. It does not matter what season your body may be in because for some of you, your bodies are tight and right. And for some of your bodies, oh, you know what I'm talking about. Some of your body, you feel like, you know what? This thing needs to be under house arrest. I'm telling you today that whatever it may be, I just want you to move. I want you to just maybe put your right foot before your left foot and find out what you can do. You can cycle, you can swim, you can go to Tai Bo, you can go to yoga, you can do pickleball, whatever you decide to do, just do it. But don't just sit there and let every Monday go by and you do nothing but watch others move. We got to move together. And there's so many. I heard about a brother yesterday I was talking to who has completed 5 marathons. He's older now. He walks with a walker, but he said, you know what? I remember when I used to run. I can't run like I used to. He said, I can't even run at all. But you know what? Me and my walker, we can get from point A to point B and we walk. So today, you may have a walker. You may have a wheelchair. Know what you have, but you're able to get from point A to point B. It's just about the move, and we celebrate. We applaud all the movers. So get a move partner. Call a move partner. Talk to your move partner. Encourage your move partner to get off the sofa, turn off Netflix, and to get about the business of moving. Because we just trying to get it slim, get it trim, as slim and trim as we can. You'll never get back to your fighter weight. You'll never get back to your prom weight. And you don't have to. It's all about us just moving. We are stewards. God has given us a temple, and we want to be stewards of the temple God has given to us. So we find a myriad of ways to move, and we applaud those who move. And while you're moving, move over to YouTube. Yesterday, I preached a message at the Friendship Church entitled "The Church Has Left the Building." It was a message out of Matthew 9 through 13, talking about how Jesus approached this scoundrel, this huckster. He approached this thief. He approached this, what I call this extortionist by the name of Matthew. And he called Matthew into his service. Matthew was a man of disgust and rage, and he was hated by the populace because he was a crook. He was a thief. He was a white-collar criminal. He was part of the mafia before there was a mafia. But the Lord called him because he saw something in him. And Matthew said yes, and he joined the master's team. And today I want to encourage you that the Lord is calling you. I don't know what some pietistical Pharisees are saying about you, but the Lord knows your past, he knows your present, and he certainly knows your future. But he's calling you today. That it doesn't matter what you've been in, don't matter how much guilt, how much shame, don't matter how many times you've been incarcerated, how many times you've been to rehab, doesn't matter how many babies you have in wedlock or out of wedlock. The Lord is calling you to salvation. He's calling you today to say, Mr. Matthew, Miss Matthew, I see you. Get up, I want you on my team. And I talked about how the Church of Jesus Christ, how we must be a people that's willing to meet people where they are. We can't be pharisaical and just be about policy and procedures and protocol. We must be about people. Jesus was about people, and he went to Matthew's house, parked at Matthew's house, and guess what he did? Good morning, my sister. How y'all doing? Good morning, good morning. He went to Matthew's house and parked there and participated in a party because Matthew had some buddies who need to know about the Savior. So I want to encourage you today. Don't have a pharisaical spirit. There are people who need to know the Savior, but you got to get out of your comfort zone, get out of your church zone, get out of your customary protocol, and go and meet people where they are for the cause of Christ. You must love people where they are, that Christ may move them to where they need to be. And the church has to come from behind these ivory-stained walls. We have to come from behind hating and be antagonistic against everything and everybody. We must be willing to allow the Lord to work through us in the highways, in the byways, in the corporate environment, in the classroom environment, because people sure do need the Lord, but they need to see the Lord demonstrated through us. We are picketing about everything. But when will we partner with people for the cause of Jesus Christ? Somebody ought to declare the church has left the building, because the work is out here. Jesus said it best. The harvest is plentiful. I don't have a harvest problem. I got a labor shortage. And for many of us, we're so caught up into what happens inside these sacred spaces. And we forget that there are people who are outside that are suffering, that are hurting, that are struggling, who need Christ, who need to see Christ, hear Christ, experience Christ through us. We're imperfect people, but we serve a perfect Savior. So I want to say today, the church has to leave the building. There's a Matthew in your life. There's a Matthew on your job. There's a Matthew in your house. And the Lord is calling that Matthew. But will you hang out with the Matthew, with the bad breath, with the alcohol in their breath, with the weed buying and the weed smoking, with the foul mouth, with those that have been incarcerated, with the ankle monitor around it? Will you hang out with the Matthews and Miss Matthew who may be heterosexual, maybe homosexual, and maybe have gender confusion? Will you hang out with them for the cause of Jesus Christ? The church has to leave the building. Go to YouTube and deal with it. Oh, there was gnashing of teeth on yesterday because they were saying, I can't believe he's saying this. Yeah, I said that because Jesus said that. And I tell you what, the Lord loves us. He's a good God because he said, I came for the sick, not for those who are healthy. Thank God there's a doctor named Jesus who makes time, who always has time on his calendar for sick folks who need a healer. Thank God for him being Jehovah Rapha, him being our healer. I thank God for this great day. I thank God for you. So move. And while you're moving, tell somebody, show somebody that the church has left the building. Put a praise right there. What a mighty God we serve. I'll see you Wednesday night at the Friendship Church. I'm going to dive deep into it again, pull some more down, because you know there's a whole lot of meat on that biblical bone. So we thank God. Good, my sister. You are just so great. That sister's got to be older. She's doing this thing. But listen, friends, I'll see you Wednesday night at the Friendship Church. I got to go. I finished running. I need to go stretch. I need to go to yoga class. And I'll see you on Wednesday night at the Friendship Church, a place to begin again. The church has left the building. See you soon.